Hi, today is August 25th, 2024, and here are my poems for the day. The first one is poem number 1320 for the year, Unhelpful, Plaque. There are some really helpful bits of information that one can glean in the village. There's at least one building on West 12th Street that marks its address using Roman numerals right next to the conventional numerals, in case you have trouble with conventional numerals. Then, on the other hand, there is the unhelpful plaque for the Winfield Scott House. The plaque will tell you that the site was designated as a National Historic Landmark in 1974 and that it, quote, possesses national significance in commemorating the history of the United States of America, end quote. And that is basically all it says. Now, that is what I call an unhelpful plaque. Poem number 1321, Helpful Site. There is a helpful site that you can go to find out about historical sites whose plaques offer scant, if any, information. You know what I'm talking about. If Wikipedia was a man, I might refer to him as my main man, although that would be hyperbole. There are men who are way more main in my life. And if Wikipedia was a woman, I would be in love, if I'm not already, and I am. And if Wikipedia was non-binary, I'd be cool with that too. Maybe I would still be in love. The world is full of possibilities. Poem number 1322, Winfield Scott House. The Winfield Scott House was built by Charles Partridge in the early 1850s and sold to General Winfield Scott in 1853. 2 years later, Scott moved out. Apparently, you can live in a house for just 2 years and still have the house named after you. You might even get a commemorative, albeit unhelpful, plaque. Poem number 1323, Fuss and Feathers. I just learned a bit about Winfield Scott, but all you need to know for the test is this. He was known as Old Fuss and Feathers because he insisted on proper military etiquette, right? That's all you need to know. Okay, one more thing. He ran for president in 1852, just before moving into his house, and lost to that piece of shit Franklin Pierce. I think if he had run as Old Fuss and Feathers, he might have won. Poem number 1324, Not Really Wars. Here are some wars that weren't really wars that General Winfield Scott participated in. The Patriot War, in which the U.S. and Great Britain worked together to quell an uprising for Canadian independence. It didn't get very far. And the Aroostook War, or the Madawaska War, or, get this, the Pork and Beans War. In that one, militias were called out, but they didn't actually fight. Now that's my kind of war. General Scott was also involved in the Pig War, also known as the Pig and Potato War. There were no human casualties on either side. Old Fuss and Feathers was in a lot of wars. I'm glad for his sake that some of them weren't really wars. Poem number 1325, Bittersweet. Right now I'm nowhere near where Winfield Scott used to live. I'm in a Holiday Inn in Ohio, looking forward to dropping off my daughter at college, although I'm not looking forward to her being so far away. Bittersweet is a lame word for something that's a good thing, but that is also kind of fucked. But you can't say bitter fucked because then you're leaving out the good part. And you can't say good fucked because that sounds like it means something else entirely. So maybe you're stuck with bittersweet, which is kind of fucked, but kind of good, I guess. And last poem of the day, poem number 1326, What Can I Say? I guess there are some events and emotions that I'm kind of uncomfortable expressing, or I don't know how to express, like this dropping my daughter off at college for the first time thing. I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm feeling what I'm feeling, and I love her so much, and I'm very, very excited and happy for her, and proud of her. You know, all the normal shit that a parent ought to feel for their child. There's nothing wrong with it, it's just kind of normal and maybe boring to bring up. I mean, I'm excited and happy as fuck, but I don't know what to say about it to make it seem interesting. I could say that I bet she does great at Rodeo Clown College, but she's not going to Rodeo Clown College. So really, what can I say? All right, that's it. Thank you. I appreciate you. I got a rhyme that comes in riddle.